Aston Martin surprised everyone at the start of the season when they emerged as the closest challengers to runaway leaders Red Bull. A string of podium finishes for the AM23 in the hands of the rejuvenated Fernando Alonso has put Team Silverstone firmly in the fight for second place in the Constructors' Championship. But whereas second looked like an easily obtainable goal in the first few rounds of the season, Aston Martin now have a fight on their hands as they look to have fallen back into the clutches of rival teams. But have they truly lost pace, or have other teams simply got their act together? Both Ferrari and Mercedes endured a torrid start to the season against their lofty expectations of snatching the title back from Red Bull. For the Scuderia, tyre management and race pace has been a consistent issue, but with less pole positions to show for it compared to last year. At Mercedes, starting the season by continuing its alternative zero-pod concept proved to be a mistake, prompting a switch to a more traditional design philosophy in Monaco. Now, instead of it being somewhat of an inevitability that Alonso will share the podium with Red Bull, other teams are getting in on the action. In Spain, Mercedes were clearly the best of the rest, and Aston Martin could only muster 6th and 7th on a track considered to show the true pecking order in Formula 1. A return to form in Canada saw Alonso take second place in Montreal, before two more results followed in Austria and Great Britain, where they failed to take to the podium. At the Red Bull Ring, the Astons finished 5th and 9th, and in Silverstone, the team could only muster a 7th and 14th place finish in their home race. At both the Red Bull Ring and Silverstone, a new contender was introduced into the mix. The updated McLaren finished 4th in Austria in the hands of Lando Norris, before a remarkable 2nd and 4th place finish for Norris and teammate Oscar Piastri respectively at Silverstone. It would appear then that Aston Martin's place as the second fastest team is now at an end. However, this may not be the case. It has become abundantly clear for the likes of Mercedes and Ferrari that their pace is incredibly track dependent. Mercedes struggled in Austria, but extracted a podium in Silverstone. McLaren, on the other hand, have only recently leaped into podium contention, but Lando Norris has told reporters that the car is way off the pace in low-speed corners, something which is a strength for Aston Martin's AM23. This means, in theory, Aston Martin should run well next time out in Hungary. It's inevitable then that the pecking order behind Red Bull will fluctuate from race to race and circuit to circuit, and Aston Martin are well in the mix for second in the Constructors' Championship. But compared to where Team Silverstone were last year, to be regarded as equal and sometimes superior to the likes of Mercedes and Ferrari can only be considered a success. Have you ever wanted to learn more about F1? Check out our other videos here at Decyfr GP.